Hey, what's up guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, and thanks to my live stream of ARM's Global Test Punch going awry, I decided tonight to give you some of my first impressions and thoughts.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
So right out of the gate, let me say this. This game is difficult. You know, and that's not really an understatement. This game is challenging, and just landing a punch on your opponent is not automatic. It's not like something that you just toss out there and it goes to them anyway and then you can curve it. It's really difficult. It's really hard. It's really precise. And you know what? I can't say enough about how impressed I am with the level of, you know, apparently HD motion controls are absolutely the real deal, because this game was precise, it was on point, it was everything that I wanted it to be as far as motion and as far as functionality and gameplay. This, you know, don't go into this if you're looking to play this weekend or next weekend and you didn't get a chance to. Don't go in thinking it's going to be easy, and don't go in thinking you're going to wreck people, because it's not. I really enjoyed this. Now, the first thing I really want to talk about in depth is the presentation and the style of this game. I have to say, I was blown away by just how good this game looked as I was playing it. It looked wonderful. It was really clean, really bright colors, in-depth detail, and for those who did figure it out, you could change the character colors of your suits. Yes. Anyway, but man, this game was really beautiful, and each stage was very different from the other, and I can't wait to see all the stages. And also, each character in this game was completely different from every other character. No character was like fighting with the same person. It was amazing. As I went into this game, I thought for sure, I'm like, yes, Min Min is my jam. I love Min Min. She's the one I'm going to play with. It's on. Min Min versus the world. Oh yes. And as I played, I realized that who I actually was good with was Mechanica, which was the last person that I wanted to play with when I saw the previews and all. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm digging it. I'm pretty good with Mechanica. And by the end of the stream, which you can see some of my gameplay playing in the background, that was salvaged because I did record it. But the audio, you know, over the gameplay, I don't know what happened. Everything just crapped out on me. So tomorrow, though, I am looking to do a live stream of one of them. I'll keep you guys updated. Obviously, it's probably not going to be the 5 a.m., but we'll see. But yeah, I was surprised I was good with her, and I was terrible. There were people who seemed to be good with the Mummy character, but I was not. But this game, it's beautiful. The movements are just, they're just so suave and great. The motion controls, which I played with exclusively, due to me being a very outspoken person, saying I'm absolutely going to play on the Pro Controller and only on the Pro Controller, I decided to play with the motion controls and give it a go. And it was great. I actually sat down the entire time. I didn't sweat, you know, it was just very light movements in each direction. And I figured out that I'm not used to holding those things vertically. You know, I'm not used to holding them up and down, and so I found that I was veering back and forth, but it was very precise, and you only had to move just a tiny bit. And the great thing is the difficulty of this game is what's most impressive to me. Now, obviously, as we fought with people who've never fought before, none of us, except for the few lucky people who got those early review copies about 8 days ago, but we were all newbies. This is something to where some people went in, they were pretty good at it. I feel like I was pretty good at it. But man, I could see people getting and dominating this game, and it's all about timing. It's all about precision of your movement. It's all about everything, man. It's going to be so difficult to win playing this game, and it's not like you go in like Wii Boxing, you're just punching each other. These fights, you know, they last a minute. It's very technical. It's really challenging, and it's one of those things to where if you have someone who's very good at blocking and very good at evasion and very good at getting out of the way and countering, you know, you'll be canceling each other's punches out, and that's just that. These fights will last a while. So it's not something that's just really fast-paced, and it's one of those games that if you are like me, and you hate losing to button mashers, people that just jump in and just beat the crap out of you by mashing all the buttons that they can, and creators of games making that an option. If you hate that, then you'll love ARMS, because this is not going to be a game where you can just throw your hands as fast as you can and win, because you can't throw twice in a row on one hand. You got to wait on your hand to come back. So if you throw your arm out and throw the other arm out at the same time, and you're not blocking and somebody evades, they'll eat you alive. And oh, it's so great, so wonderful. I was amazed at how much I liked the 2-on-2 and the just 3 free-for-all, 3-player free-for-all fights. It was really good. And the only thing that I noticed that was probably me not knowing how to do, that I didn't care for as much as I hoped that I would, was the fact that when you're playing, like say that 3-player free-for-all, that you can't change who you're targeted towards. Like, you're automatically targeted in the direction of one person, and so when you throw punches, it goes at them. And I did not figure out how to change who I was looking at. And that's not to say that your punches automatically go to them, but since it's motion controlled in your movement, it helps you out by looking in that direction, or at least attempting to keep them in your sights. And it's very smart and intuitive. But I'm sure that there is a way, and I just haven't figured that out on how to change characters. So looking at modes, real quick, this test punch, it just throws you into different modes. You don't really get to pick. So you go in, you play the online, either 1 or 2 player. And yeah, my son and I played the 2-player online towards the end of it, and it was a lot of fun. It was really good. Worked very well. And how that worked when you play 2-player is if a fight comes open where it's 1-on-1, one of the players has to wait, and you take turns, or if it's a 2-player game, you can both fight. So it just depends on what's open. There was my first fight was a 2-on-2, and it was it was difficult to say the least. I quickly learned that whoever's picking Helix has a huge advantage when they use the shield arm, and it's really, really good. Which later I found ways around it, but yeah, it was really tough. This game overall is hard. The stages, though, is really, really good. You're tethered together in 2-player, though, in that first fight, and I learned that that's not just to keep track of who you're playing with. You literally only have a certain amount of space where you can spread out, and so you wind up pulling each other around a little bit if you're not careful. So communication in the future, Nintendo, would be great if we could actually talk to these people online, especially, maybe not necessarily all 4 people in that match hearing each other, but at least your teammate being able to hear audio from you. I think that would be great, because there were times where I was shouting, just like, yeah, we would play 2-on-2, and one of the guys got KO'd, and the other one has low life, and the character that was playing with me was trying to run instead of charging forward. I'm like, man, there's 2 of us, there's one of him, and he's almost dead. But obviously couldn't hear me through my television. So hopefully the Nintendo Online stuff comes out, and we'll see that. We'll see that fixed really soon. But the modes are really cool. The 3 free-for-all was great. The 2-on-2 was awesome. The 1-on-1 was my favorite, I think, just because it didn't depend on anybody else but you, and it's a lot of fun. And winning felt great. It's not something you just go in there, you just punch a little bit, and you're like, it was cool. You actually have to work for it, and you have to, just be really smart and use your head, and you can't just throw punches. You have to distract them and make them throw punches and feint and do. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's really good. I can't say enough about it. There was this other mode where you play volleyball, and it's one of the mini modes that we saw on the Nintendo Direct. And I have to say, I was impressed a little bit by this mode. I think that it was fun, and there is absolutely a future for me in that mode and my friends. I just imagine how much fun and the shouting matches and all that we would get into while playing this game. And pretty much what it is, you're aimed towards the ball, and you have 2 players on each side, and you just have to play volleyball, and there's a timer on it where it'll blow up. So you either get it on their side on the ground and make it blow up after a second, or it eventually would just fall down and blow up on one side. And that happened a lot because I was playing with some people who were surprisingly good at that game. But it was a lot of fun. The lack of communication, though, in this, especially, it was this and Splatoon, we have to note that. You know, I can't say that that's not an issue. It's not as much of an issue in this game if you're playing a one-on-one battle. But if you're playing a team battle against someone, you need communication. You have to be able to communicate, and Nintendo has to fix that 100%, absolutely, positively. You know, that's just that. But I really, really enjoyed this game, and I can't wait to play tomorrow. I'm going to play all 3 test punches, and hopefully, you know, we'll get some really good gameplay down, get a live stream going, and, you know, get to show you guys some. Hopefully, all of you out there with a Nintendo Switch, I hope that you have played this, and if not, I hope tomorrow you get to play, so you can see these things for yourself. It's absolutely wonderful. I know this game still has a lot more to offer, but, you know, the characters and how different they were as I went across and tried everyone, it was insane. Like their movement speeds, how high they jump, how they dash, how they move, how they punch, how they're, you know, how it tilts when you know, turn your Joy-Con. Everything was just so different for each character. And this is one of those games to where, obviously, you're not just going to go pick Min Min and win, or you're not just going to go pick Helix and win, or, you know, anything. I was surprised that Mechanica was somebody that I did very well with. But it's just one of those things. Lots of arms, lots of options, lots of just awesome combat. Like, oh man, it just, discussions and things like this, it just doesn't do it justice. And I'm excited to say that this game has a very bright future for Nintendo. This game has a very, very bright future, period. Just because of what it is. It's something new and fresh, and I believe that it's going to hit just as big as Splatoon did, and I honestly cannot wait to compete online competitively and try to get my rank up. So anyway, that's just a little bit of what I had to say here about the first ARMS playthrough. I wanted to share some of my video. Since everything messed up, I didn't want to just play it with no talking, so I was like, well, you know, I'll share some of my thoughts and impressions while some of that gameplay is going in the background. Now, obviously, you're not going to hear the funny stuff I overlaid over it and how I was shouting and things like that, but that's okay. At least you got some good information about the game and what to expect if you're going to play tomorrow, or if you're looking to purchase and you haven't played the test fire. Be sure to stick around here at Gamestork so that you'll be able to see that live stream at some point tomorrow. I'll let you know very early which one I will be doing. And if you haven't already, just to let you know, I am doing another contest to celebrate 1,000 plus subscribers. So I'll put a link in the comments below to get to that if you haven't already. Please do go over there. I'm giving away a $20 eShop gift card just for you, just to thank you. I certainly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.